Day number 8. This is a curse story that most humans believe in. And now we're looking on Americans and Canadians and people all over the world like, what is my astrology saying? Am I going to have a car accident today? Am I going to have something bad to happen today? Am I going to have a career growth day today? Like, what is going on here? Imagine that. Imagine this right now. So the curse story is, astrologically, it's a very bad time for me. Astrologically, it's a very bad time for me. So I wanted to frame this correctly. I believe there is value in astrology. Like the work that they did in astrology, it's beautiful. So if you haven't studied astrology, or if you don't know anybody who understands astrology, like really good, it's a good idea to understand astrology. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm not like other person who's like, oh, what's the value in astrology? Nothing. That's not what I'm going to say. It's going to be slightly different. But I'll share that with you in a second. But this story of the astrology, it is bad time for me, and I cannot do anything right now. Oh my gosh, I'm going through this difficult thing. That is a poison that we shouldn't drink. That's a poison that many people drink. We don't need to drink that poison. So let me frame this by saying, astrology has a lot of value. Astrology will tell you essentially the journeys of ups and downs that you could have, the potential journeys of ups and downs you could have. So imagine for Bill Gates, imagine you're Bill Gates, and all of a sudden, the difference between ups and downs is, on an up day, I make like $3 billion. On a down day, I make $500 million. Oh my gosh, what a horrible day. I made only $500 million. Do you see what I mean by this? Okay, so now all of a sudden, if you are relying on astrology to control your life, you are like a lion going to let's say a small fish and asking it, can you please handle my life? So lion is basically catching prey, and all of a sudden it caught a fish, and then all of a sudden the lion is asking the fish, hey fish, can you tell me how to guide my life? Can you tell me how do I do this? Right? You can use the fish as food, definitely, but don't take advice from the fish to decide your destiny. If Bill Gates is sitting down, or Steve Jobs is sitting down, okay, let's look at the astrology for right now. Okay, so based on this, okay, let me see. Maybe I should start Apple at the age of 72. But he never lived till 72. Do you understand what I mean? So astrology is an indicator of the direction in which the energy is flowing. It's not a determination of your faith. So it's an indication as to where the energy is flowing, where your energy is flowing. And I do believe that. But it's not a determination of where your destiny is headed. So you could use it as a tool to leverage and expand your destiny. When you do that, you're a master. So astrology is bad. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to sit around. That's not going to serve you. So do you see that? Did I talk to you enough about astrology to know that, you know what? I do trust astrology to give me a reference, but not to decide my destiny. So let me frame this in a different way, and I'll show you how to change it if you choose to change this curse belief or curse story. So think about it this way. The entire universe is, according to Albert Einstein, it's energy, right? Everything is energy. Everything is energy. Everything is photons, right? So this is what he got a Nobel Prize for, not for relativity. He said, everything is photons. Everything is basically particles of energy, light energy. So everything is energy. The air is energy. So air has oxygen. Oxygen is basically protons and neutrons, and basically that's energy too. Everything has energy. Every molecule in the universe has energy. So in other words, astrology is telling you, because of this, this is how the energy is flowing. But there is another factor called human factor, which is humans have the ability to consciously create or edit or modify energy. Because humans pretty much is the only species in this universe, the non-universe, that can create consciousness. I mean, have you ever heard that Mars is creating consciousness right now? Because of Mars consciousness, we have this problem right now. They don't say that. They say that because of some gravitational forces, or some other energetic forces. They don't have consciousness. Do you think Moon has consciousness? Enough consciousness than you? Do you think Moon can speak all of a sudden? Like Moon cannot speak. Moon cannot think about thinking. Moon cannot be conscious enough to find meaning in life. Moon cannot have emotions. Like Moon is like, okay, I'm feeling very depressed. Today is like, okay, 17th day. I'm mostly dark to this side of the world. Other side of the world, it's okay. But why am I having this horrible life where all the time, I said, Moon, half of me is dark. Why is this happening to me? What is the context of this life? Like like, why am I having darkness? Half of my side is dark. Like, why can't I be the sun? Moon doesn't do that. It's just a particle. It's a collection of particles. So you have some photons which associated together to create particles to form a moon, to form a Mars, to form planets, form universe. But in that universe, there is one thing that has a crown. That is humans. That's why I said, when the lion goes to the fish and asks fish, hey, can you please change my destiny? Fish is like, can you let me go? And then I'll tell you what to do. And fish cannot guide a lion because lion is lion. You are the king of the universe. You are the queen of the universe because you are the species. You are the species. You're the species that is able to create imagination. Imagine a new world. Look at the world. Look at probably 100,000 years ago or 1,000,000 years ago. Where did the rats live? Rats lived in like the holes. Where did the snake live? Snakes lived in the holes that was left by rats, probably. Where did the birds live? They live in trees. Where did humans live? We lived in caves. And where do we live now? We live in flats, like monkeys or whatever. That I understand the element of separation and stuff like, or we live in Facebook or Meta or WhatsApp. That's where we live. But human imagination moved us from living in a hole to where we are today. Not because of astrology, but because of human imagination. The biggest power of this universe, it's not the power that is given to you by Mars that is pulling you, or retrogression or other things, which I'm sure it's powerful. I'm not neglecting that. I'm not negating that. But you are, my friend, much more powerful than that. Because you are pure consciousness. You could use your consciousness to think about thinking and create an imagination and still navigate the journey of life. For example, a river flows in the direction of the energy, right? So if you look at it, no river is flowing straight. And why is the river is taking left and right and left and right? And all of a sudden, the river is like, okay, astrologically, tomorrow is going to be, I don't think there's going to be enough water. Of course, we know it's summer. It's not enough water. Why am I turning left? Oh my gosh, I hit this rock. I knew it. I knew it. My day was bad because the river hit the rock. River doesn't say that. River is like, I'm just flowing to ocean. There is one purpose for me, which is to reach the ocean. And that's the purpose that I'm serving. And your purpose in this world is to create joy in life. And if you're able to find a new meaning, you could use astrology as a reference, but understand and appreciate that there might be, like one day you might make $1 billion, the Bill Gates example, another day you make $500 million. Is that okay still? As long as you're bringing consciousness. So you might not have some days high energy, and it's fine because your energy is probably not flowing as much. And you could plan accordingly for high energy, a little bit, things like that. But don't let astrology design your destiny, because your creator has given you this faculty called imagination to create what you want to create. That's why we don't live in burrows. We don't live in caves anymore. We don't live in trees anymore. We live in ocean. We live in we are building houses in ocean now. Like we are building houses next to beach. We are living in houses and apartments and flats and single family homes and luxury houses, like all kind of things. And we're trying to probably inhabit it. We are probably going to go live in Mars or Moon or something like that because we have imagination. So one thing is astrology here, imagination here. Astrology here, imagination here. Imagination is more important than knowledge. The knowledge that you have, this is Einstein's quote. Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. So which means that if you have a knowledge that this is a different time for you, be aware of it and use imagination to change it. And so what is the meaning of this story? Like, what is the new meaning for this story of astrology not working? Oh my gosh, bad time for me. You have only 80 years in life. 80 years translates to very little time. Like 28,000 days in life. And like of which 40 approximately, and 14,000 days are gone on astrology. Bad day, this day, like not good to do this thing, not to meet people. Oh, half of your life is gone. Is that what your creator wants? Your creator wants you to like sit around for half of your life thinking, oh, this is astrology. I understand. The Mars is pulling him. Because of that, I want him to relax. I know I'm laughing at it, but I have deep respect for the universe and its beauty and the dynamics of the energy and the flow and everything. That being said, the biggest force in the universe is you, if you're using your imagination to support you. So what's the new emotion that you want to feel about this story about astrology? Oh my gosh, astrology is a reference now. Astrology is a frame of reference now. Something that I could use as a tool. Like it's like a weather. Like you look at the weather and like, okay, if you see that the temperature is too low, 12 degree Fahrenheit, or like -3 degrees Celsius, then you will wear a jacket. Or are you going to be like, oh my gosh, it's 12 degrees. What a life. No, you don't do that. You just use astrology as a weather rather than a destiny as a fate. This is the biggest misconceptions that humans have. And if you don't have it, why are you listening to this? I'm kidding. But if you don't have it, it's beautiful. Like step into the next level and understand that human imagination is the biggest force in the entire universe, in this physical universe. Human imagination, when it's connected with the creator's imagination, then that becomes the ultimate force of the universe. When you're connected, your imagination with the creator's imagination, at that point, you are so connected with creator, you become the biggest force in the universe. And you are the only species that is designed to do this. What a lucky life it is. And if you feel not lucky in life, think about this. This will make you feel lucky. So what is the new context of this? What does this mean? What does this mean? It means you have the freedom to create your destiny no matter what, no matter when you were born, what days you were born, whether you were 13th or 28th or 28th or 4 or, Kairos numerology. According to that, this could happen, that could happen. It could all have like some significance, but you're far beyond that. You're far, far beyond that. You're beyond the angels in heaven. Because you are the consciousness that has the choice to imagine. And you are here to imagine. One of the purpose of your life is to imagine a better, joyful world. And if you could imagine, if you could use this faculty of imagination, change the story, find a new meaning, find a new emotion, find a new context for this story. Write down in the chat, what is the new context of this story? Astrology. I love astrology. And I have imagination. The emotion is I'm feeling empowered. The context is creator, universe, whatever name you call Allah, Krishna, Christ, Buddha or nature, whatever you call, the universe has given you this massive gift that can supersede gravitational force. It's by manipulating and managing gravitational force that we almost have everything. If you look at the rides in like Disney World, it's against gravitational force. If your plane is going, gravitational force. So it's by managing gravitational force we did everything. The rockets are against gravitational force. You walking, you're managing gravitational force, like going front, going back, it's gravitational force. And you figure out a way to stand up and you balance the gravitational force. If there's no gravitational force, you cannot do anything. So you are not hating gravitational force. You're like, oh my God, gravitational force, please control my destiny. No. You say, gravitational force, I'm going to play with you to create the destiny with the creator. So you trust in your creator, believe that universe has an amazing plan for you, and trust that no matter when you are born, let's get out as a species, let's get out of this curse story and be free once again, so that we all could create more joy in the world. Amazing job. Put that in the chat, like what was the best thing that you experienced from this video? And I'll see you tomorrow.